Hey folks, so thought I'd well address again the elephant in the room. Why, yes, I did get my hair cut. Well, I cut my hair myself because I'm not stupid. Anyway, no. So this car is different. It's backwards. I'm pointing into the garage, and it's red. And there's floors, and there's seats, and there's a dash. There's no windshield, but that's okay. Um, Steering wheel, pretty nice. Yeah, so I bought a new car today. Well, not a new car, another 56, 54-year-old car. This is a 1966 Triumph Spitfire, so 1 year newer than the silver car that you know and hate so much. Maybe you love it, I don't know. Uh, so why did I do this? Well, that car was a piece of crap. Um, I could have fixed it, absolutely, no questions asked, could have fixed it, but I could have spent 2 or 3 more years working on it, and that's just not in the cards. So this is a much better starting point. I can actually show you the worst rust damage I've found, which has already been patched. We'll say adequately. It's not great, but yeah, the battery tray is right there, and I know I need to put a battery tray in it, but that's a $50 part, a little bit of welding. And I can actually get to it with my welder now because I'm pointing in the other way. But yeah, let's do a quick walk around. There's definitely some. I think this is just sound deadener. There's some crap loose in here. Doors are completely empty. They're just shells right now. I should have everything off of this car, but if not, I've got everything off of the silver car. That car is now in an undisclosed location where it will be parted out, and a lot of the parts from that car are going to go onto this. So yeah, as you can see, no weather stripping, no door latches, nothing. I just ratchet strap that together. But there is a front end of the car, which is nice. One little dent there, whatever. I paid less for this car than I paid for the silver car. This one doesn't run, but of course everybody says, oh, you just need to clean the carbs, but I probably just need to clean the carbs. And even if it doesn't, I have another engine. It's the same exact engine. So here's the engine of this one, which is dirty. It doesn't have the automatic hood props like mine does. I'll switch those over. My other one. But yeah, so it's a recent respray, and it's probably about what I could do. It's not great, but it's not bad. It's got a battery. We're gonna try to start it here in a little bit. I gotta find a key for it, or I gotta switch out the ignition switch to one from the other car. The heater is suspiciously disconnected, which is less than encouraging. Actually, the heater may be suspiciously missing. That's no big deal because I got a brand new one I rebuilt for the silver car. Well, it's not new, it's all original, but it's in good shape. So yeah, frame rails are all straight. The hood, there's the inside of that dent. I'll probably take that into a paintless bodywork place, paintless dent repair, and see what they can do. Seats are a little worse than mine. This car has a tan interior. Mine has the silver one has a black interior originally. But the nice thing is I have a lot of the interior pieces for this car, so I suspect that I can recover them. I don't know. It's kind of we can have that as a viewer poll if I can figure out how to do that. What color should the interior of this car be? So the trunk's there. One thing that I've got to research is there's no way to mount a back bumper to this car. There's some brackets right there, some little stiffeners, or there's one. But as you can see right there, there's no hole there. And it certainly feels like steel. I took a magnet to this car, and it's really solid. It's still 54 years old, so it's gonna have problems, but the plan here is to get this thing on the friggin' road and drive it soon. I'll have to get it registered. I've got to deal with the title and all that stuff, but that's not the end of the world. It's got a shiny tailpipe, which is kind of nice. polish that up, get some of the overspray off. Obviously the paint job is pretty, it was a rushed paint job. The guy I bought it from said he had a buddy do it, which is never a good sign. But to be honest, if I tried to get the silver car back into a rust-free state, I could easily spend half of what I paid for this car. And that means that's just sheet metal, that's not paint. I'd still like to paint this at some point, but we're not going to worry about that right now. It does not have any fluid in the, well, it doesn't have any pressure in the brakes. I'm going to swap, I mean, this suspension is literally piece for piece identical to the one off the silver car, so I'm literally going to pick up that suspension and put it on this car, at least in the front. There's no reason why I can't do that. I think we can turn it over. So yeah, it turns over. We'll do all the tune-up stuff. I think the first thing I want to do is pressure wash this thing to get all the coronavirus off of it. I mean, not really, but get all the crap off of it and give me a nice starting point. The brakes look like there's a bug's nest or bird's nest in there. Tires are crap. The wheels are okay, but I'm going to switch over the knockoff wire wheels from the silver car. Those are way nicer than these, and I'll sell these. I mean, those are nice wheels. Somebody will want them. Tires are splitting. You could stick a knife into that and reach the tube probably. It didn't even hold air the entire way home from the guy's shop. But I've got a restored gas tank. I do have a spare for a wire wheel. I don't have a spare for this car with those wheels, so it'll be a set of 4. But yeah, it's a lot better. We'll come back to this soon. I'm gonna not do a whole lot of talking today, but the paints, I don't know. I think, see, there's some kind of cratering over here. I don't know if that'll polish or wet sand out. I'm not an expert in paint. We'll see. It's not great, but it's easily a 5-10 footer once I get it done. The windshield frame is disassembled and didn't have the windshield for it. Those are only $100 new, and I've got the entire frame off of the silver car sitting upstairs, so that's just going to get swapped over. It's got a battery. Obviously, it'll do something since it just cranked. All these water hoses need to go. No, there's no way I'm relying on any of that. The wiring is 55-year-old Lucas. It's ugly, but it's there. It's got different. I wonder if those are the original horns. Mine has slightly different horns. The silver one. It's going to be weird. This is my car now, but I don't actually know where the dipstick is. Yeah, it's got a valve train. It should be a runner, and if not, it's not hard to swap an engine in this thing. It's about held in with about 6 bolts. Big stupid mechanical voltage regulator, I think. I've got new. I mean, the guy that had the silver car before me put all new ignition. He did a full tune-up on it, so most of those parts are just going to transfer over. The other good news is the back of my truck is full of parts. I won't show you that right now because I don't really want you to see where I live or my license plate, but I have a hardtop for this car, which is awesome. It's all steel hardtop that's painted to match. It's got the back window. I'm sure I'll have to put weather stripping in it, but that's no big deal. And I'll have to figure out how to clamp it down. It's something to do with these guys. I don't really know the situation. I'm probably going to paint the entire interior of this with some rust proofing, although it really doesn't matter much. And I'm probably going to take a book from Musty One, I think, and inject some sort of thick, goopy oil into the door channels and stuff. They're not perfect. You can see down in the door, there's some crap in there too. I suspect this might have gotten hit in the rear at some point, but if it did, they did a really good job of patching it. So I don't know if somebody... I'm really wondering if this is a UK car, if this was imported in gray market or something back in the 60s or 70s or 80s. Because where are the bumpers at? They're not there. I don't know. There's somebody out there walking their dog. I sound like a madman talking to a camera. Trunk, I have the trunk, obviously. That's just not installed. The engines aren't there, and weather stripping and all that. So yeah, I think the first thing I want to do is get this pushed back out. It weighs very little, and get some engine degreaser and go to town on the engine and suspension and everything. So it's also got a different manifold. It's got an oil breather on it, which is clearly not hooked up very well, but my car doesn't have that, and this has like a mounting location for that, I think. I don't really know. It's one model year difference from my car, but yeah, the wiring's there. I mean, that looks like old British wiring to me. So I've just got to hook up all the lights. The way this is going to go is I'm going to start building a checklist. I've already got a little bit of it on my phone of everything that has to get done to this car, and then I'm going to stick to that checklist, and the goal is to get it road legal within probably 2 months. Coronavirus may impact that, but as far as I know, the two suppliers I work with, buy from, I don't work with them, are still open, or they reopened recently. One is in the UK and one is in the Midwest, so whether that's wise or not, I don't know. So I guess that's interesting. It's got a mechanical fuel pump. I know in the boxes of stuff, I got boxes upon boxes and boxes of stuff that came with this, plus all the stuff from the other car, that it has a new oil pump, and it does look like, or a fuel pump, and that does look like it's leaking. The silver car's got an electronic one, which I kind of like, but then again, it also can kill the battery if you're not careful. We'll see. It matches my sandblaster. That's nice. Everything else in this garage doesn't match, but yeah. So just need some TLC. I'm not going to get you too close to the VIN, but it doesn't have a VIN. It predates VIN. I'll have to do some research on that. Obviously, it's been painted over. Those little placards should be steel or aluminum or something, not red paint. But yeah, so I'm going to push this thing out. Actually, I might go grab some lunch, and then I might push this out and just go to town with some degreaser. I'm going to try to keep the interior clean. I'll just do that with quick detailer, wipe off the exterior, but I really only care about the suspension and stuff that I have to work with right now. This is not an easy project, but it is certainly nowhere near as hard of a project as the silver one would have been. I've got a lot of parts off of that I'm going to sell, and the engine, I have duplicates. I have an entire duplicate car now, so anything I need, I've got extras of, hopefully. Oh, I have a soft top too. It's not in it. It's my truck still, but that's all going to get gone through and sorted and all that fun stuff. So anyway, thanks for watching.